Everybody, is Doom here. We're back in the 3.5 Monster Manual on part 2 of the skeleton. And what we did was the Cloud Giant skeleton. So here he is. I sprayed him in clear coat, then I sprayed him in black, and then I dusted him in white. So I could kind of see what I was working with, because when he was all black, I just couldn't really see anything. So what I have here is some water, some khaki, and some green paint. I might need a little more green and something a tad darker. So I'm going to get a little more green. And the green I'm using is English Ivy green. Well, that's probably a lot more than I needed. Let me see if that's dark enough with that. So basically, my skeleton has been outside for quite a while. Okay. We'll darken that up with a little bit of brown. Mine's been exposed to the elements, and he is rotted and gross, and he is not like one of those bleach-boned kind of desert skeletons or, you know, something like that. So what I want to do is, this is plenty wet, I hope. Get a little more water. Mix it up one more time. Make sure we have plenty of wet paint. So what I want to do with mine is I want to try to get everywhere I can in all the cracks and crevices and holes. With this off green color, I should say. And if you can't get in somewhere, that's okay. He's got black and white underneath, so anywhere where you can't get, when we do a wash on him later, you'll see that we can get in there and do that. I'm not as focused on the clothing and stuff as I am on the bone. If I get it on the clothing, that's fine. That'll probably add to our final product, but we don't want to get it too much on the stick there. Having trouble getting inside there. Right back in there. Okay. And then you want to clean up any detail that you're worried there might be too much paint. Just get your brush a little wet and hit those areas. Okay. And we're not looking for perfection here, but we do want a good base coat of this. Okay. All right, we're going to set this off to the side and get the +2. Oh, his skull's got way too much on the back. Hold on. Whole backside just a little too thick. There we go. We're gonna hit him with a +2 hot air gun burning. All right, then we're going to get just that tan color, that khaki, and a kind of big dry brush. This soft Dollar Tree brush. Then we just want to create variation where we can. Is he coming apart? See that he's coming apart right there? So we got to do a repair. Too easy. Grab our glue. My glue plugged up? It is. Okay. Oh, that ran out. Hold on. Completely ran out. Okay, I got one right here. All right, get in there. There's a liberal amount of glue in the places where we need to sturdy him up. And that's okay if he's falling apart a little bit. We'll just fix him real quick. And don't worry about the baking soda making him ugly. He's a skeleton. Yes, I, in between videos, decided to change out my baking soda. All right, we're sturdy and good again. All right. So you see the baking soda starts out all nice and white, but as time goes on and you're using it, it gets pretty nasty. All right, so back to what we were doing. We're gonna need a little more paint now. Too much paint. Here we go. And this will wipe off any of the extra baking soda you left too, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Now we're done with that brush. Now, before we do anything else, let's start working on his clothing. So I'm just going to go through a series of browns and paint those different rags. And we're not looking for perfection here. And if you get some of the brown on the bones, that's okay. It won't kill it. Now, I would suggest if you're trying a different color, like a blue or something, that you try not to get it on the clothing much more. And again, I'm not going for perfect coverage. Okay, I'm gonna get another brown, something darker. This is chocolate bar, it's like a reddish brown. I'm gonna hit some of the spots I missed with that. Okay. Something like that. I'm going to get my favorite color on earth, pavement. And with that wet brush I just had, that brush I just used, I'm going to leave some water and some brown in it. I'm going to grab a little pavement, just like that. I'm going to stick it in his eye holes, like that. Pretty dry. Let's get to work on that base. We're not quite done. There's a little excitement coming yet. So get a crappy brush that's wide, you can get a lot of coverage with, and let's get that base done. We're just doing that base in dark brown. If you get it on the rocks, that's okay. We're going to come back and paint those too. If you water your brown down a tiny bit, I don't recommend going too much. Because there's like a fake zenithal thing going on there, you would actually have some variation to pre-existing variation. I'm not recommending you get it all over the feet, but if you get a little bit on there, I don't think it's going to kill it. Something like this on your table is going to be pretty scary. I will tell you, even though the head's too big and there's other problems with them, there are things that make it work, like the posture, for example. The posture of him, like looking kind of sunken and crouching down like he's hunting. That kind of stuff kind of adds to the overall miniature, I think, in my opinion. Let me go around the outside. Okay, we're going to hot air gun that. Oh, wait, hold on. Let's do his club while we're at it. All right. I got it on his hand. I really don't care. Sorry, I was just signing to Miss Doom, and when I sign, I still make popping sounds with my mouth. I'm trying, people. Give me some credit here. Okay. And if you think it's just too brown on there, you can just come back and get a little bit of water and mush it around. All right. Mrs. Doom's car sounds a little loud. I don't know if her air filter needs changed or what. It's only got like 9,000 miles on it. It's like 3 years old. Or 2 years old. 2024. 2023. Yeah, 3 years. Okay. Get a medium brown. And that same brush. and kind of create some variation around there. If there's a little bit wet still, that's okay. Just drag it in with it. It won't hurt anything. The parts you're really worried about is where there's kind of white around the edges, where we stretched it just too thin. Like butter spread over so much bread. Thank you for the quote, J.R.R. Tolkien. Okay. Okay. We're gonna hit him with the hot air again. Then we're going to do the rocks. We're going to do those in my favorite color in the whole world. Pavement. Gonna hot air them again. Get a fine makeup brush, something small, something you can work with. I'm gonna use this one. Get a medium tone gray. You don't need much, just getting the tip. And kind of brush those rocks up. You can get it on the ground, it's okay, it won't hurt anything. Then I'm going to hit my stick too with that a little bit. I'm going to hit some of these clothes. It doesn't matter if you get a little bit on the bone right here. I just want to deaden up these clothes and make them not so bright and shiny. Okay. You can use that same brush for this next step. I lost my khaki. Oh, there it is. So for the next step, we're going to do some cleanup around bone areas with the khaki. And we're going to use just that brush with whatever color happens to be in there. And we're going to clean up his fingers, his hand, and clean up right there on his spine, back of his foot. We're just reclaiming some of them that got brown. That's all we're doing. It doesn't have to be perfect. Oh, look, we fucked up his face, or screwed up his face. No problem. We'll fix that real quick. And we got a piece of bone right there. It turned brown. Touch the clothes a little more. Take them down, some of the brightness. Hit some of the stick. Okay, now we're done with that brush. All right, we got two things to do yet. We got one more dry brush and we have some green we're gonna do. So I'm gonna use that same green color that I was using earlier, this English Ivy. And let's get that medium brush I had out. Get some water, some green paint. And getting the joints in some spots, but not all of them. Soak his spine a little bit in that. I need more water. Okay, there we go. His hip, back of his leg, around his foot there. His useless hand that got melted by time. And the crack on his head a little bit. Oh, it says China right on the back of his head. Perfect. Everybody will know that this miniature was made in China. Okay. You want them as gross as you want them. I'm probably going overboard at this point. And we're going to hit him with the air gun one more time. Then we have 2 more steps and we're going to call it a win. If you like what I'm doing here, do me a favor to help out. Hit like, subscribe, the notification bell icon, share it with a friend, leave some comments, and do all that call to action stuff. Yes, I'm smirking. All right, one final step. Get a makeup brush, something pretty soft that you're used to using that's not quite as big as the last one. You want to get an ivory or a bone color of some sort. I don't like ivory. Let me try this right here, skeleton bone. I was trying to use all craft paint, but and I'm just going to get that all in my brush, saturate the brush, then dry the brush out, and you guys know what happens next. Catch his teeth, some of his head, his arm. Just spots where you think you need to lighten it back up where you made it too green. That's all I'm doing. I'm going to hit those rocks a little bit. Okay. Come back in, do a little more detail on his head and face and lighten that up. Make sure we get that China real good on the back. Can you see it? China. All right, cool. I'm going to hit his stick a little more. I'm going to hit the back of his hand some. All right, so there he is. We just need one more final thing, and we can call this a win. I use the term win loosely. Let's get some clear glue. You know what's coming. Yes, I did check it, Sweeney. Oh, pardon me, I'm dying. Got a big base here. It's not very interesting. So let's take advantage of that opportunity to use a good bit of flock. And give him some vivid color. If you don't like how the glue or how the paint goes around his foot, or if there's a spot you think is too not painted right, just get some glue, turn it into a grass patch. I just see a little bit of white right there. I'm just going to get it. There we go. So on this side, this is going to look like he's stepping in grass, right? I don't like the front of his feet that much, so I'm hoping some of that will be covered up by some grass, and I'm going to do that. Yeah, I don't like around this rock. It's just too gray. And some of these spots where I was sloppy. Make sure none of it's too thick. Spread it around some. If it's too thick, you're going to have some problems. It won't dry fast. Well, if you're going to leave it to dry for a while, it won't matter. All right. Just some green flock. Something pretty, something vivid. So anyways, check out the website. Buy some minis if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. Join our Discord. Show us what you've been crafting, what you've been working on. We'd love to see it. And I'm not talking about just like miniatures either. If you're doing any kind of cool crafting, we're interested, I promise. We are very, very interested in coolness. It's kind of our thing. We like cool. We got people on there crafting weapons and everything else. Let's get a little bit up on that head. I don't know if I have enough glue left. Right there on China. And down on the back of his head a little bit. Looks like some kind of hair patch. I need a little more glue. We're going to have to try to fix that some. We don't want him to look like he's got one of them Hare Krishna patches. Or do we? Okay. Well, he doesn't look like he's made in China. I ruined him. Let's bring a little bit more onto the front here. Let's roll that around. Oh, he looks like he's got hair. Damn it. Sometimes it's time to stop. And sometimes it isn't. This is past time to stop. All right, so maybe he was laying on his side and he acquired some grass. All right, cool. All right, so thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. I hope you guys have an amazing weekend.